becoming an influencer. I'm sure you must be very excited about this term. Everybody you know is an influencer these days. So what happened is, it was after doing this drop shipping store, I thought let's do something creative. So I decided to start a page which was called as Bhai Bible. I think it still exists. I don't manage it anymore, but somebody does. And on this store, what I decided to do is I decided to actually post a lot of content. I decided to post a lot of memes. I even started an Instagram page, and slowly, gradually, this page grew up to 50,000 plus likes, right? And it was reaching millions and millions of people. I remember there was a time when the page was reaching 2 million people a week, right? And it was becoming a very, very popular page because it was inspired by I don't know if you know about this company called as Unilad or Lad Bible. It's a very famous company in UK which posts a lot of memes and a lot of entertaining content. So we were trying to model that for India, and it was going pretty well because I thought, hey, you know, whenever I post content, it gets millions of views, and this is so freaking interesting. But you know what? There was something devastating that happened. But before I tell you what was that devastating thing, let's analyze the factors. So when it comes to time, right? See, we are not restricted by time, but then if you want to be an influencer, you need to post a lot of content. This means you have to record videos like how I'm doing right now. Now, touch wood, if you can actually afford, let's suppose, an agency, or you can create a good system, probably you could do it, you know, in a very less duration of time. But most people cannot actually reach that stage to afford an agency or build those systems, right? So that means you will have to do everything manually. And if you have to do manually, and if you have to post a lot of content, and you have to make reels, you have to you know, manage so many social media accounts, you are definitely, you know, working a lot. So when it comes to time, you know, I won't rate it very high. But then I do have to take into account there are a lot of AI tools that are under development which allow you to do this a lot faster. So probably I would rate this a 5 out of 10 when it comes to the time that is involved when it comes to running these businesses, right? Now, when it comes to location, now this is where there would be an edge, because you know, you could run one of these businesses literally from everywhere. Because if you have to make content, you have to post reels, you have to post memes, you could record that from anywhere you are in the world, right? So that is a very beautiful thing, right? So I would probably give that a 9 out of 10 for this type of business. Now comes the money part, and let me come back to the story that I was telling. So I had grown this page to, you know, thousands and thousands of likes. I was reaching millions of people, and every time I used to post any kind of meme or whatever, it used to actually get a lot of likes and comments. But you know what? The moment I thought, okay, now it's time to actually monetize this page and maybe launch maybe a product or something of my own, I actually did that. I launched my own website, and I thought, okay, I'll sell t-shirts and everything so that, you know, I can monetize the following that I have. You know what happened? Whenever I used to post a meme or a video, it used to reach millions of people. But whenever I would post something that would, you know, promote something that I want to offer, the reach would automatically decrease. Why? Because platforms like YouTube, Facebook, and all these social media platforms, they do not want their users to exit their platforms. They want to retain as many people as possible, right? And whenever I would try to actually maybe send these people to an external website or something, automatically I would get a lot more less clicks, right? A lot lesser views, a lot lesser impressions. And as a result of that, guess what? My money making capability was reducing significantly, and was becoming very, very time, you know, like it's just not worth it. Like, I was posting a lot, but like, what's the point when I wasn't making any money? And what about Rohan? But you can make a lot of money through RPM, through by showing ads, you know, like probably how you saw an ad before this video or whatever. But you know, the problem is, in country like India, the cost or the amount that you actually get from Google, you know, is just not good enough. Like, I was literally seeing stats of a video today which had upwards of 44,000 to 50,000 views, and that video barely made like 1,500 rupees to 2,000 rupees. Okay, so the point is, for so much time, right, if you're making less money, it's definitely not worth it, right? And there have been real-time examples as well. For example, there are a lot of influencers. For example, you might have seen Tech Burner, who recently also, even though he has a huge brand, when he decided to launch his own product and decide to actually monetize his audience, he wasn't able to actually make a lot of money with it because the product had issues of its own. People did not appreciate it, and he was also claiming that, hey, the whole watch thing was made in India, but it wasn't really. So there were a lot of controversies around that as well. So point is, just because you're good at posting content doesn't mean you're good at running business, and doesn't mean that you will be good at monetizing and actually making a lot of money from it. So you have to think very, very carefully before you get into one of these businesses. So when it comes to making money, probably I would rate this a 4 out of 10. And please don't get me wrong, there are a lot of influencers that actually end up making a lot of money, but they are really good at having a good business sense as well. It's not because of the business model alone why they are successful. So just note that. Okay. Now comes the final part, which is effort. So you think about it. How much time does it take to create reels that go viral? How much time does it take to create YouTube videos that go viral? How much time does it take to create medium.com articles or create those Quora articles to actually go viral? I know a lot of people who actually have to do nationwide PR activities, appear on multiple podcasts, do a lot of things so that it becomes their full-time gig where they don't have anything else to do, right? Now, that means the effort or the intensity when it comes to actually being an influencer is a lot. I can't personally imagine, I run a business, and if I had to do this all day, every day, 365 days, I'll probably die, right? So point is, when it comes to efforts, right, I would probably rate this again, maybe 5 out of 10. Why 5? Because I still feel like there are other jobs as well which are a lot tougher than making reels. I'm not saying this is easy, but it's still 5 out of 10 is good enough rating. So let's add on 5 plus 5, 10 plus 9 plus 4, right? Divided by 4, how much do we have? 10, 19, then we have 23 divided by 4. Can anyone tell me what's 23 divided by 4? It is 5.75 again, right? So we got a very similar rating, which is 5.75 out of 10 when it comes to doing one of these businesses, which is influencer marketing.